recovery, for it to take place, it has to be experienced in terms of an evaluation of all that brought that cleansing in place. That causes a great deal of pain. And it causes a great deal of loneliness. Because you're no longer the way you used to be. You don't know the people that you used to know. You don't even know your family, their names. They say that they're your family, and they even prove it with pictures of you and them, but it doesn't make sense to you because you don't really remember them. And they subjected me to listening to the past. Well, that's something in itself that is astonishing, mainly because the past doesn't exist anymore. And the future doesn't exist. The only thing that really exists is now. And that's why it's essential to make a decision as to what you're going to do. But you can't make that decision until you have so much pain and so much sadness and so much loneliness that you're even considering suicide, like so many people do. And they fail to make a decision. And in fact, and they do make a decision, they decide to commit suicide. I didn't decide to do that. I decided to play with a toy. I decided to go to the one thing that I saw children doing, playing with their toys and not paying any attention to anybody or anything else. And this was my toy. It brought me back to this. And I played with it constantly and with more amplitude again and again over a period of 17 years after the operations. And then I decided, a friend came over to my house at that time who was a drummer, a good drummer. And he was in my study with me, and he says, "Pat, could I make a phone call? I have to call the band. We're getting ready to play in such and such a place, and I have to make a call and find out a couple of the details." I said, "Yeah, sure. Chaz, feel free." And he went over to my desk and picked up the phone, and he made the phone call, and he was talking to another person. And they were talking about the band and the music and the place and the dates they were going to do it. And I overheard some of that. And I decided at that moment, I think I want to play again in public. I think I'd like to try that. Because I'm only doing it by myself in confinement. And that's what I did. I took the job. I said, "Chaz, can I join the band?" And he said, "You must be kidding." He said, I never thought that you would want to do that. So I said, "Yeah, I think I would like to do that." I said, "But do me a favor. Don't use Pat Martino, please. Because I know that that'll be a promotion, and a lot of people will come out who heard me in the past. They told me they heard me in the past. I don't want to be seen again, because I don't know if I'm good enough for that. Do me a favor and use my real name, Pat Azara. That's my real name, not my professional name." So he said, "Sure, I'd be happy to do that." And they booked it with everyone else's name and on guitar, Pat Azara. We got to the engagement, and it was a full house. There were people, everyone knew my real name. So there I was on the spot, and I had to play. I had to play like they wanted me to play. And I didn't think I played good at all. But everyone came over to me and said, "That was great. That was great, that was great." And that reminded me about other times when I thought it was great, and others said, "Are you okay?" And there's the two Greek masks, one with a frown and one with a smile. And I then began to feel it was more important to stand on the outside of that and watch how it worked. Watch how that effect, how many times in so many different places it took place. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight on recovery. recovery is the moment, the simplest thing there is. It dawned on me that to do the best I can under any circumstances is the best I can do. Therefore, there's nothing to lose. And that's what recovery is. To do the best you can and to love what you've done. To feel good about yourself.